"You're wasting your time, kid," Logan Prescott sneered, barely glancing at Ethan Carter as he shuffled past the cluttered racks of cables and soundboards, the stadium stretching out before them like a vast ocean of seats and lights, each one shimmering under the glow of thousands of LEDs and spotlights, the air thick with the scent of polished wood, fresh paint, and the faint tang of electricity humming through the ventilation ducts. Ethan's palms sweating inside his gloves as he crouched over the main mixer, eyes scanning every blinking light and red warning signal, remembering the countless nights he spent in his tiny apartment hunched over manuals and audio diagrams, learning the language of sound waves and frequencies from his father, who had once whispered, "Every detail matters, son, even the ones no one else notices." The crowd's chatter swelled like a distant tide, punctuated by the occasional metallic clink of instruments being tuned on stage, and though the audience remained unaware, the entire live show teetered on the brink of disaster, one faulty cable or missed connection away from chaos. Ethan felt the weight of responsibility press on his shoulders, but also a strange clarity, a laser focus that seemed to quiet the stadium and the commotion behind the scenes, every pulse of light and vibration of the floor translating into a rhythm he alone could read as Logan strutted past, hair perfectly styled, tailored suit catching the stage lights, tossing a dismissive glance over his shoulder. "I've got this covered," he muttered, the arrogance in his voice bouncing off the walls, unaware that Ethan had already traced the anomaly causing the potential meltdown, a subtle misalignment between the main console and the secondary amplifiers, something so small, yet catastrophic if ignored. Ethan's heart pounded not with fear, but with anticipation, a surge of adrenaline sharpening his senses, each meter and dial becoming a language he could fluently read, while the echoes of technicians' chatter and the low rumble of the crowd merged into a single background hum, punctuated by the high-pitched alerts of the misconfigured system. And as he leaned closer, fingertips brushing against the edge of the console, he felt a quiet confidence swell within him, a reminder of every problem solved alone in dimly lit rooms, every late-night session spent perfecting setups for local bands, every lesson his father had etched into him with patience and precision. The stadium seemed to hold its breath, lights dimming and brightening in a synchronized rhythm that mirrored the tension building in Ethan's chest. And in that suspended moment, he made a choice, not with arrogance, not with expectation of recognition, but with pure instinct and skill honed through years of unseen work, ready to prove that even the smallest figure in a room full of giants could alter the course of the entire performance with a single decisive move. Ethan took a slow breath, trying to steady the rapid pulse in his chest as he crouched over the maze of dials and faders, the vast stadium stretching beyond him, filled with rows of empty seats that would soon be brimming with thousands of people, their anticipation palpable, every murmur and shuffle echoing through the cavernous space and mixing with the faint hum of the ventilation system, the faint metallic tang of polished steel in the air blending with the warm scent of freshly waxed floors and the subtle aroma of stage lights warming the curtains. He glanced at the massive screen above the stage displaying the countdown for the opening act, feeling the weight of responsibility press on him yet again, remembering the countless nights spent in small studios with his father, learning to read every fluctuation of a sound meter as if it were a heartbeat, the discipline and patience ingrained in him like a second nature. Logan Prescott, unaware of the delicate balance Ethan was managing, moved along the stage catwalk with an air of complete confidence, waving at stagehands and checking his watch, oblivious to the potential disaster that lay just a few feet away. Ethan's gaze darted between the main console and the submix board, tracing each cable and connection, the flicker of a red light signaling a miscommunication between channels, a subtle misalignment that could cascade into a catastrophic failure once the band started playing. His mind raced, calculating adjustments, reroutes, and timing with the precision of a chess master anticipating every possible move. The floodlights shifted slightly as a technician adjusted their angle, casting long, dramatic shadows across the polished wooden floor. Ethan's hands moved deliberately, flipping switches and adjusting faders with a fluidity that came from years of unseen practice. Every slight twitch of a knob or button a testament to his meticulous preparation, and instinctual understanding of sound dynamics. The backstage crew hurried past, setting up instruments, their footsteps echoing like a soft percussion against the hum of the room. Ethan focused entirely on the pulse of the audio, the vibrations beneath his feet almost like a metronome, keeping him in sync with the rhythm he could sense but not yet hear. His breath steady, muscles tensed yet controlled. He felt the connection to the entire system, as if it were an extension of himself, every warning light and every minute fluctuation in levels translating into actionable knowledge, a silent map of potential failure and success unfolding in his mind. And in that suspended moment, the world outside the console ceased to exist, leaving only Ethan, the wires, the faders, and the knowledge that a single correct adjustment could turn imminent chaos into a flawless symphony. The stadium lights glinting off metal surfaces and reflecting in his focused eyes as he prepared for the instant when everything would hinge on his next move, the air thick with anticipation, the faint scent of leather from instrument cases, and the distant murmur of the security team blending into a single backdrop of tension and expectation. Ethan moved decisively, hands flying over the controls with both care and urgency, his entire being concentrated on the delicate act of saving the night. And in that silent struggle, the first notes of possibility began to resonate through the empty seats, promising the triumph that only he could bring to life. Ethan felt the tension spike as the first notes of the band began to play, the massive speakers humming in response to his adjustments, the stage lights reflecting off their polished instruments, creating a kaleidoscope of color that danced across the empty seats, each one waiting to be filled with an expectant audience, the faint scent of varnished wood and warm air mixing with the metallic tang of the stage cables. Logan Prescott pacing nearby, still unaware of the delicate corrections Ethan had made, his tailored shoes clicking against the concrete floor, a casual smile masking the anxiety that would soon flood his expression. Ethan's hands moved with a steady rhythm, checking levels and syncing the monitors, the subtleties of sound folding into a complex choreography that only he could interpret, the low hum of the crowd growing in the lobby, footsteps and murmurs blending with the distant tuning of instruments, a subtle vibration traveling through the floor and into Ethan's core, each adjustment a conversation between his intuition and the machinery. The stage manager glanced at Ethan with a flicker of recognition, sensing the technician's quiet command over the situation, the tempo of the rehearsal monitors increasing slightly, the rhythm of lights and sound perfectly aligned. Ethan's eyes darted across the mixer, reading the signals and anticipating the band's next move, the glow from the digital meters casting faint reflections across his focused face. He remembered the countless hours spent perfecting setups in small studios, the nights he had learned to trust his instincts when others could not. The faint beep of a misfiring channel drew his attention just long enough to correct a minor drift, the subtle change stabilizing the output. Logan finally glanced over, eyebrows rising as he registered that everything was running smoothly. Ethan's pulse quickened, not from fear, but from the thrill of mastery, and the responsibility carried flawlessly through his hands, the soft padding of feet on the backstage floor, the quiet hiss of air conditioning vents, and the distant echo of the band's chords blending into a symphony of anticipation. He adjusted one final fader, fine-tuning the acoustics to perfection, the stadium air now charged with energy as the opening song began to resonate through the empty seats, promising a flawless performance. When the audience poured in, Logan's eyes widened in disbelief, a sudden awareness of the technician's skill settling over him. Ethan remained composed, a shadow behind the curtains, watching the first wave of sound pulse through the venue, the air thick with the scent of electronics and stage varnish, every vibration in the boards reflecting his careful interventions, a quiet satisfaction blooming within him, knowing that every detail had been executed perfectly. The grand scale of the stadium no longer daunting but a canvas for his expertise, each note flowing seamlessly, the monitors stable, the lighting cues precise. And in that moment, Ethan's silent command over the entire production was undeniable, a culmination of years of unseen effort, training, and an unwavering focus that would make the coming night unforgettable, the stage alive with potential, the story just beginning. and the audience soon to witness the full spectacle of what Ethan had orchestrated from the shadows. Ethan's eyes scanned the vast array of instruments lined up on stage, each one polished to perfection, reflecting the vibrant stage lights and the faint shimmer of the audience seating beyond, the scent of waxed floors and warm electronics mingling with the subtle aroma of leather from instrument cases. The opening chords now fully synchronized, flowing smoothly through the speakers with a clarity that only years of meticulous practice and attention could achieve. Logan Prescott, still standing near the catwalk, finally noticed the subtle changes Ethan had made, his confident stride faltering as he realized the performance was proceeding flawlessly despite his earlier dismissal. Ethan's fingers moved with calm precision across the faders, ensuring every vocal mic and drum kit output maintained perfect balance, the low hum of the soundboard merging with the faint murmur of the warming-up audience in the lobby, a rhythm forming that pulsed through the stadium floor, aligning with the subtle vibration of the massive speaker towers. Backstage technicians darted around in preparation for the performers, unaware of the silent orchestration Ethan had implemented, the glow from the digital meters casting soft reflections across his concentrated face, each blink and movement a testament to his unwavering focus and skill. The opening act's cues perfectly timed, lighting changes synchronizing with the music, creating a visual symphony that complemented the auditory experience. Ethan's breath steady, muscles engaged yet relaxed, every minute adjustment executed with a confidence born of countless rehearsals in dimly lit rooms where he had learned to anticipate errors and correct them before they became noticeable. Logan's eyes widened as he watched Ethan from the sidelines, a mix of disbelief and reluctant admiration crossing his features. Ethan's pulse quickened slightly, not from fear, but from the exhilaration of seeing the culmination of his efforts come to life. The backstage air filled with a soft chorus of mechanical hums, the distant sound of tuning instruments, and the occasional echo of footsteps on polished concrete, all of it blending into a backdrop that made every subtle adjustment critical. Ethan's hands moved with both speed and care, navigating the maze of wires, dials, and screens, ensuring that every channel, every effect, every amplification was functioning in perfect harmony, the stadium itself seeming to respond to his presence, every seat, every microphone, every instrument falling into alignment with the precision of a finely tuned orchestra. And in that moment, Ethan felt the quiet satisfaction of mastery, the calm knowledge that despite being unseen and underestimated, he had orchestrated a flawless setup, the stage ready to welcome the audience with a seamless performance, the lights reflecting brilliantly off metallic surfaces, amplifiers perfectly calibrated, and every sound cue poised to deliver a night that would be remembered. Logan finally took a step back, a silent acknowledgement of the technician's expertise, as Ethan, still focused, prepared for the first live notes to fill the arena, the energy of the stadium palpable even before a single spectator had arrived, signaling the beginning of a night orchestrated by skill, preparation, and the quiet confidence of someone who had long known the value of precision and dedication. Ethan glanced up as the stage lights dimmed slightly, casting long shadows across the polished wooden floor and the intricate web of cables snaking between amplifiers and speakers, the faint scent of warm electronics mixing with the subtle aroma of varnished wood and the soft hum of the cooling systems creating a background almost like a pulse, each beat syncing with the faint vibration of the stadium beneath his feet, the monitors displaying a flawless output that only he could interpret with such clarity. Backstage crew moving in quiet choreography to set up instruments and check sound levels, unaware of the delicate balance Ethan maintained, the massive LED screens reflected in his focused eyes, capturing every nuance of the lighting cues and the subtle changes in the digital meters. Each adjustment, he made fine-tune the harmony between sound and space. Logan Prescott, still pacing near the catwalk, finally began to notice the meticulous work, a flicker of respect mingling with disbelief in his expression. Ethan's fingers moved with confidence, tracing lines of audio signal, adjusting faders, and ensuring the dynamics of every channel remained pristine, the faint chatter of the rehearsal crew blending with the distant hum of tuning instruments, creating a rhythm that seemed almost musical itself. Ethan felt a surge of quiet satisfaction as he anticipated the first live note. Each meter and dial confirming the seamless flow of sound, the stage itself alive with potential, lights reflecting brilliantly off metallic surfaces, the subtle gleam of polished instruments catching his eye and reinforcing the precision required. Every sound cue perfectly timed, every vocal mic balanced, every drum kit in sync, and he felt the culmination of countless hours of unseen effort crystallize in the air around him. The stadium waiting, empty yet expectant, for the moment when thousands of spectators would fill the seats, their footsteps, murmurs, and collective energy. Ready to interact with the world he had prepared, Ethan adjusted one final setting, a minor tweak that ensured tonal consistency across the massive sound system. A small gesture that would have massive repercussions once the performance began. Logan's jaw tightened as he recognized the technician's mastery over an intricate system he himself had underestimated. A wave of relief and admiration washing over Ethan as he surveyed the complete setup. Every instrument, every microphone, every monitor perfectly aligned. The quiet intensity of backstage now filled with anticipation rather than tension, the air thick with the promise of an extraordinary show. Ethan remained poised, a shadow among shadows, the unseen hand guiding the entire performance, ready to respond instantly to any fluctuation, knowing that his diligence and skill had transformed the stage into a canvas ready for a flawless musical experience. The night still young, the lights bright, the sound perfect, and the story of Ethan's quiet command over the entire arena unfolding silently behind the scenes, setting the stage for a performance that would leave the audience in awe and Logan Prescott with a newfound respect for the technician he had once dismissed. Ethan felt a surge of pressure as the stage manager signaled that the first performers were about to step onto the lit platform. The rows of empty seats stretching into the shadows and catching the warm glow of overhead lights, polished brass instruments gleaming faintly as their stands swayed with minor vibrations, the air rich with the scent of wood polish, warm electronics, and the faint tang of ozone from the stage lights, each subtle sound echoing through the cavernous space and blending with the hum of cooling systems. Ethan's eyes darted between the main console and the submix, ensuring every fader, every channel, every microphone was perfectly aligned, the digital meters glowing softly under his fingertips as he made precise adjustments. Logan Prescott, moving closer to the catwalk, could not hide his astonishment as he finally recognized the intricate orchestration Ethan had implemented. The confident stride now slowed, the smirk replaced by a furrowed brow as the meticulous setup confirmed flawless audio flow. Ethan's hands moved fluidly across the controls, anticipating every cue, every note, every dynamic shift the performers might make, the stadium almost vibrating in anticipation, the warm air carrying the quiet rustle of instrument cases and murmurs of stagehands preparing for the imminent arrival of the audience, the subtle flicker of LED lights reflecting off polished surfaces and monitors adding depth to the stage environment. Ethan's heart thrummed in perfect sync with the system he had mastered, each tweak and adjustment transforming potential chaos into harmony, the soft padding of footsteps and distant tuning blending seamlessly into the rhythm he had established. He remembered the countless nights spent in dimly lit studios with only manuals and a small desk lamp illuminating his careful study. Every lesson his father had taught him about precision and anticipation now guiding his confident movements. The entire backstage team moving almost obliviously around him, while Ethan maintained the invisible thread connecting every element of sound, light, and timing. Logan's gaze shifting repeatedly between the equipment and Ethan's focused expression, realization dawning that the technician's skill had saved the show before it even began. Ethan's pulse steadied, a quiet satisfaction building within him as he fine-tuned the final outputs, ensuring that every channel projected the perfect balance of frequencies, every monitor delivering crystal-clear sound, every dynamic range aligned to create an immersive auditory experience for the crowd that would soon fill the arena, the atmosphere tense with expectation, the anticipation of thousands of spectators waiting to witness the flawless convergence of talent, preparation, and unseen mastery. Ethan's fingers danced lightly over faders and knobs, subtle movements that carried the weight of the entire production, each click, twist, and push calculated to perfection. The scent of warm varnish, electronics, and polished metals enveloping him. The stage alive with potential energy, poised to welcome the performers and audience alike into a night orchestrated by his skill, precision, and unwavering focus. Logan finally stepping back with a mixture of awe and respect, silently acknowledging the technicians' mastery as Ethan surveyed the stage, every element under his control, ready for the first note to transform anticipation into a symphony of sound and light. Ethan crouched behind the main console, eyes fixed on the cascading lines of audio meters as the performers hit their first chord, the stadium lights reflecting off gleaming instruments and metallic surfaces, casting an array of colors across the polished wood floors, the air alive with the faint hum of cooling systems and the subtle scent of varnish mixed with warm electronics. Every vibration through the floorboards a pulse he could read as easily as a heartbeat, his hands moving with precise confidence, adjusting faders, tweaking channels, balancing monitors, ensuring the sound remained seamless and full, the backstage crew moving in careful rhythm. Unaware of the intricate orchestration Ethan maintained, Logan Prescott finally slowed his pacing, a flicker of surprise crossing his features as he observed the technician's unwavering focus. The subtle glow of meters and screens mirrored in Ethan's eyes as he anticipated every dynamic shift, every note, and every nuance that could ripple through the speakers and reach the empty seats. The faint rustle of cables, the soft click of knobs, the distant tuning of instruments blending into a quiet symphony that only Ethan fully understood. The first wave of sound now pulsing through the stadium, rich and balanced, echoing through the empty rows like a promise of perfection to come. Ethan felt a surge of quiet exhilaration as he fine-tuned the output, aware that every adjustment he made could be the difference between flawless harmony and a noticeable flaw. The soft vibrations under his feet serving as a metronome guiding his precise movements. The LED indicators casting soft light across the polished surfaces, highlighting the subtle interplay between equipment, stage lighting, and acoustic space. The scent of electronics and wood polish mingling in the air, creating a tangible presence that framed the anticipation of the impending performance. Ethan's mind raced, recalling every lesson learned during late nights in small studios, every minute detail studied, every instinct honed to perfection, now applied to a massive stage with thousands of seats, his fingers flying over controls, making micro-adjustments with the confidence of someone who knew the system inside and out. Logan's disbelief growing as he realized the complexity Ethan managed effortlessly, the performance poised to begin, the subtle coordination between lights and sound in perfect alignment, Ethan's breath even, pulse steady, muscles relaxed yet ready, the backstage filled with controlled activity and the soft murmur of the crew, all unnoticed by the audience. The entire stadium now vibrating with energy. Anticipation building as Ethan ensured the first live note would resonate flawlessly through every corner. His presence unseen yet utterly essential, a silent guardian of sound, timing, and harmony, poised to transform the empty seats and quiet space into a living, breathing performance once the audience arrived. The culmination of skill, preparation, and unshakable focus, creating a moment of quiet mastery. Every element of the show under Ethan's command, ready for the first note to turn anticipation into awe. Ethan adjusted the final faders, his fingers moving with calm precision across the smooth surfaces of the soundboard as the stage lights flickered gently in rhythm with the music warming up, the vast stadium stretching into darkness, seats glinting under the soft glow, the faint scent of polished wood and warm electronics filling the air, a subtle vibration running through the floor beneath his feet as the opening chords began to resonate. Every note and beat balanced perfectly, the backstage crew moving quietly in preparation, instruments aligned and ready. Unaware of the meticulous orchestration Ethan maintained, his eyes scanning every meter and display, anticipating the band's first live cues with a confidence born of countless late nights in dimly lit studios, the hum of cooling systems blending with the soft murmur of the rehearsal space. Ethan's breath steady, pulse calm, muscles relaxed yet attentive. Every adjustment ensuring seamless sound projection across the empty arena. Logan Prescott stepping back from the catwalk, disbelief etched across his face as he realized the technician's silent mastery had prevented a potential disaster. The LED meters casting a soft glow on Ethan's focused expression, each flicker reflecting the invisible threads of timing and balance he had woven through the complex audio network. The soft click of switches and knobs punctuating the quiet hum of the stadium. Ethan's mind recalling every lesson his father had imparted, every detail of sound engineering, every instinct honed through patient repetition now guiding each precise movement. The subtle interaction between light cues, speaker outputs, and instrument resonance creating a harmonious environment ready for the audience. The faint scent of stage varnish and warm metal mingling with the soft electric aroma from the soundboard. Ethan feeling a surge of satisfaction as he visualized the full performance. The stadium alive with anticipation even in emptiness, his work poised to deliver a flawless experience once thousands of spectators arrived, the air thick with potential energy, each note, each vibration, each light reflection meticulously prepared. Ethan standing as the quiet guardian of the entire production, unseen yet completely in control, ready for the moment when the first live sound would fill the arena. Logan Prescott unable to tear his eyes away from the technician, silently acknowledging the skill and dedication that had transformed a tense and fragile setup into a seamless, ready-to-perform stage. Ethan's fingers dancing lightly over the controls, the stadium poised to explode into life with a perfect balance of sound and light. A culmination of preparation, intuition, and expertise, the story unfolding in the shadows behind the curtains, the anticipation of what was to come resonating as strongly as the carefully tuned notes awaiting their debut. Every element aligned, every cue ready, and the silent mastery of Ethan Carter ensuring that the first moment of music would meet the audience. With breathtaking precision, Ethan's pulse quickened as the opening note of the lead guitar resonated through the massive speakers, the stadium suddenly alive with sound that was rich, balanced, and perfectly projected to every empty seat awaiting the audience. The stage lights flaring in vibrant hues across polished brass and wood, casting reflections that danced alongside the subtle shadows of hanging cables and stage scaffolding. The scent of warm electronics mingling with the lingering aroma of varnished wood creating an atmosphere charged with anticipation. Ethan's hands flew over the faders and knobs with fluid precision, each adjustment maintaining the flawless equilibrium of instruments, vocals, and ambient microphones, every channel aligned in perfect harmony, his eyes scanning the displays for the faintest sign of imbalance. While Logan Prescott froze near the catwalk, disbelief widening his eyes as he finally realized that the technician he had dismissed had silently orchestrated the entire prelude with mastery and skill that could rival the performers themselves. Ethan's mind raced with instinctive calculations, anticipating the band's next chord, the tempo of the drums, and the subtle decay of notes across the vast acoustic space, each minor tweak translating into perfection across the cavernous arena. The backstage crew moving in synchronized preparation, unaware of the invisible guidance Ethan provided to ensure every cue hit with impeccable timing. The soft hum of cooling systems blending with the distant tuning of instruments creating a backdrop that enhanced Ethan's acute awareness of every nuance. The glow of digital meters reflecting on his focused expression, shadows of stage lights dancing across his face as he manipulated the delicate balance of sound. Every subtle turn and push of a knob amplifying the clarity and resonance. The stadium vibrating faintly beneath his feet, as if acknowledging the technician's command over the environment. Ethan's breath even, pulse calm, muscles poised yet relaxed. Each micro-adjustment a testament to years of unseen practice, late nights, and the careful attention instilled in him from his fathers. Lessons on precision and foresight. The anticipation of the first live audience in the seats building silently alongside the perfect orchestration of sound and light. Logan Prescott finally stepping back, jaw tight, silently acknowledging the skill and dedication that had transformed a potentially fragile setup into a seamless auditory and visual experience. Ethan surveying the stage with quiet confidence. Every instrument, every microphone, every monitor under his control, the lights reflecting brilliantly off metallic surfaces, the subtle interplay of acoustics, electronics, and spatial awareness ensuring a flawless performance. The energy of the stadium charged with potential as the first chord of the opening song projected through the speakers. Ethan standing as the unseen guardian of the night. Every element synchronized perfectly, ready to captivate thousands. The moment of revelation unfolding as Logan, the performers, and soon the audience would witness the precision and skill that had silently directed the entire performance from the shadows. Ethan watched as the first wave of spectators filled the seats, their chatter rising and falling like a tide against the perfectly balanced sound that flowed through the stadium. Every note of the opening act resonating with clarity and power, the reflections of stage lights dancing across polished instruments and metallic rigging, the air infused with the warmth of electronics and varnish. Each vibration beneath his feet a pulse that he could feel and control, his hands moving lightly over the faders, making tiny adjustments that maintained perfect harmony. The performers on stage reacting to the seamless sound, their expressions showing surprise and delight at how effortlessly their music carried. Logan Prescott standing near the catwalk, eyes wide, mouth slightly open in disbelief as he finally realized that the technician he had dismissed was the unseen force orchestrating the flawless performance. Ethan's focus unwavering, every meter and indicator confirming that the system was responding exactly as intended. The backstage crew moving efficiently, but unaware of the fine-tuned precision Ethan maintained, the stadium alive with anticipation and energy as the opening chords filled the space. Every instrument, every microphone, every speaker perfectly aligned, the subtle interplay of lights, sound, and vibrations creating an immersive experience that would captivate the audience. Ethan's pulse steady, muscles relaxed yet ready. Every micro-adjustment a testament to years of disciplined training. Long nights alone in dimly lit studios learning to anticipate errors and correct them before they became noticeable. The hum of air conditioning and distant tuning blending into a rhythm that he could read like a heartbeat. The reflections from LED meters illuminating his focused expression, shadows of scaffolding, and cables moving subtly with the stage lights. Ethan anticipating every note, every shift in dynamics, ensuring the performance would remain flawless throughout. Logan Prescott taking a cautious step back, a mixture of awe and respect settling across his face as he observed Ethan's mastery. The technician invisible to most yet utterly essential to the integrity of the show. Ethan's satisfaction growing quietly as the first live note carried perfectly through the cavernous arena, every element of the performance under his control, poised to meet the audience with precision and impact, the anticipation in the stadium now tangible, ready to be filled with the collective energy of thousands. Ethan standing as the silent guardian of sound, every adjustment executed with care and confidence, the interplay of light and acoustics creating a seamless auditory canvas. And in that suspended moment, the culmination of preparation, focus, and skill was undeniable, the first live sound having confirmed the technician's crucial role in turning potential chaos into a flawless symphony of music and anticipation, leaving Logan and the performers in silent astonishment. Ethan stepped back slightly from the main console, surveying the stage as the first wave of spectators settled into their seats, the collective murmur of excitement building into a soft crescendo that filled the cavernous stadium, lights casting a warm glow over polished wood and brass instruments, reflecting brilliantly across the smooth floor. The subtle hum of electronics mixing with the faint scent of varnish and stage lighting creating an atmosphere thick with anticipation, every note from the performers resonating perfectly through the massive speakers, balanced and clear, reaching even the furthest corners of the arena without distortion. Ethan's hands hovered lightly over the faders, ready to make minute adjustments as he monitored the digital meters, the rhythm of the music syncing with the vibration beneath his feet, the stage alive with potential energy, the performers moving confidently, reacting to the flawless sound, unaware of the precise orchestration behind the scenes that ensured every chord, every drumbeat, every vocal nuance projected perfectly. Logan Prescott standing near the catwalk, eyes wide, jaw tight, silent astonishment evident as he finally recognized the quiet mastery that Ethan had brought to the performance. The backstage crew moving efficiently around him, setting up props and instruments. Yet oblivious to the meticulous precision guiding the entire production, Ethan's mind remained focused. Every adjustment executed with a calm confidence born of years of practice, late nights in small studios, and an acute understanding of the subtle interplay between acoustics, electronics, and human performance. The glow of LED meters reflecting softly on his concentrated expression, shadows of scaffolding and cables shifting subtly with the stage lights, each adjustment maintaining the perfect balance and timing necessary for a seamless auditory experience. The stadium now vibrating with the energy of the performance, every corner filled with sound that flowed harmoniously. The first live audience notes mingling with the controlled environment of lights and electronics. Ethan feeling the quiet satisfaction of unseen mastery. Logan Prescott finally taking a step back, a mixture of respect and disbelief on his face, acknowledging the technician whose skill had transformed potential disaster into a flawless orchestration. The performers continuing to play with confidence, unaware of the guiding presence that had ensured their sound carried perfectly. The hum of electronics, the soft shuffle of backstage footsteps, and the faint clinking of instruments creating a rhythm that underscored Ethan's control. Every vibration, every flicker of light, every note measured and maintained with precision. The entire stadium ready to be filled with the collective energy of the audience as the performance continued flawlessly. Ethan standing as the unseen guardian of the night, every detail aligned, every cue executed, the culmination of preparation, focus, and skill ensuring that the live show proceeded without a single misstep. Logan Prescott observing in silent astonishment. The technician's mastery now undeniable to all who watched from behind the curtains, the stage. Alive with harmony, the night unfolding exactly as Ethan had orchestrated, a testament to dedication, intuition, and quiet expertise. Ethan stepped back from the console, the stadium now humming with the seamless flow of music and lights, the performers moving confidently across the stage as every note carried perfectly through the vast arena. The soft reflections of stage lights glinting off polished instruments and metallic rigging, the warm scent of electronics mingling with varnished wood filling the air like a tangible testament to preparation and precision. He allowed himself a brief, quiet smile, knowing that every late night in dimly lit studios, every careful adjustment, every instinct honed over years had culminated in this flawless orchestration. Logan Prescott remained near the catwalk, silent, his expression a mixture of awe, respect, and reluctant admiration as he finally recognized the quiet mastery that had ensured the night unfolded without a single flaw. Ethan's fingers hovered lightly over the controls, ready to make micro-adjustments if necessary, but the system ran smoothly, a reflection of his careful planning and attentive oversight. The faint hum of ventilation and distant shuffling of stagehands blending seamlessly with the rich sound filling the stadium. Each vibration beneath his feet a pulse that resonated in perfect harmony with the music. Ethan's gaze swept across the arena, noting the subtle interplay of acoustics, lights, and instruments, each element balanced to perfection. The performers themselves responding with confidence, assured by the clarity and precision of the sound that carried every chord, every vocal, and every drumbeat flawlessly to every corner of the venue. The energy in the empty seats palpable even before the audience's arrival, a silent acknowledgement of the mastery that had set the stage. Logan Prescott taking a cautious step back, his eyes reflecting the realization that Ethan's skill had transformed what could have been a precarious show into a flawless performance. The subtle glow of digital meters illuminating Ethan's focused expression as he observed the delicate equilibrium of channels, faders, and monitors, every adjustment reinforcing the harmony he had established, the air thick with anticipation and satisfaction, each sound perfectly tuned, each light cue aligned. Ethan feeling the quiet satisfaction of unseen expertise, the culmination of dedication, preparation, and intuition allowing the stage to breathe with a flawless readiness. The backstage filled with a soft rhythm of quiet movement and murmurs, instruments set, crew in place, unaware of the precision guiding the environment. the stadium alive with potential. Each note and vibration poised to meet the first wave of spectators with immersive perfection. Ethan standing as the silent architect of the night, every detail aligned, every element under control, ready to deliver a performance that would leave the audience in awe. Logan Prescott acknowledging without words the technician's indispensable role, the balance of sound, light, and stage presence, a testament to the combination of skill, focus, and perseverance that had quietly orchestrated a perfect show, the arena vibrating subtly with the promise of excellence. Ethan's calm confidence reflecting the moral truth that preparation and talent, though often unseen, can shape moments of brilliance that captivate and inspire. Ethan stepped back from the main console, a calm satisfaction settling over him as the last notes of the opening act resonated perfectly through the stadium. The audience now filling the seats, their collective energy palpable, the glow of stage lights reflecting off polished instruments and metallic rigging, the warm scent of varnished wood and electronics creating a tangible atmosphere of anticipation and success. Logan Prescott, standing near the catwalk, silently acknowledging the technician's mastery with a mixture of awe and respect, the performers smiling confidently, moving in harmony with the flawlessly projected sound, Ethan's hands resting lightly on the faders, ready to make minor adjustments if needed, the subtle hum of electronics blending with the distant murmur of the crowd and the faint vibrations of the stadium floor. Every element now perfectly aligned, the culmination of meticulous preparation, instinct, and experience manifesting in a seamless performance. Backstage crew moving efficiently, yet unaware of the intricate orchestration that had guided every channel, every microphone, every speaker to deliver a pristine auditory experience. Ethan feeling the quiet pride of unseen expertise, knowing that his skill and focus had transformed a potential disaster into a flawless night of music. The air thick with anticipation and excitement as the audience reacted to the seamless harmony, the interplay of sound and light perfectly calibrated, every note resonating clearly, every dynamic range balanced, a testament to the dedication, patience, and knowledge that had brought this moment to life. Logan's expression softening, a subtle nod of recognition for the technician whose work had ensured the integrity of the show. Ethan surveying the stage, every detail under control, the energy of the stadium now a living, breathing entity ready to carry the music forward, the reflections of stage lights dancing across instruments and scaffolding, the faint scent of electronics and varnish lingering in the air, a gentle reminder of the effort required to achieve perfection. Ethan's pulse steady, every muscle relaxed yet ready, the culmination of years of training and careful attention evident in the flawless execution, the performers confident, the sound perfect, the audience captivated. And in that suspended moment, the moral clarity of skill, preparation, and perseverance shone through, a quiet testament that unseen dedication and calm mastery can create moments of brilliance that inspire, captivate, and leave an indelible impression. Logan Prescott finally stepping back fully, the respect in his eyes unmistakable. Ethan standing as the silent architect of the night, every element aligned, every cue executed, and the stadium alive with the music and anticipation that only true mastery could orchestrate. A lasting reminder that preparation, patience, and quiet expertise